Or a shooting suspect opened fire during termination meeting, police. Or a shooting suspect opened fire during termination meeting, police originally appeared on abcnews.go.com. A disgruntled worker of an Illinois factory opened fire after being called into a meeting to terminate his employment, killing 5 co-workers. News released by Yahoo News. Noggart quits as UN pick after nanny issue said to surface. Bloomberg. State Department spokeswoman Heather Nauert said she's withdrawing from consideration as President Donald Trump's nominee to be ambassador to the United Nations. Nauert's nomination began to falter after the White House was alerted to. News released by Bloomberg on MSN. Lindsey Graham says Trump has to do it on his own to build the wall. Senator Lindsey Graham, R. South Carolina, said that President Trump has got to do it on his own to build a border wall in an interview with Face the Nation Sunday. Mr. Trump dissatisfied with the $1.375 billion Congress provided him for barriers at. News released by CBS News on MSN. Japan's PM nominated Trump for Nobel Peace Prize on U.S. request, Asahi. Tokyo, Reuters. Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe nominated U.S. President Donald Trump for the Nobel Peace Prize last autumn after receiving a request from the U.S. government to do so, the Asahi newspaper reported on Sunday. The report follows Trump. News released by Reuters. Pence met with silence after mentioning Trump in Munich speech. I bring greetings from the 45th President of the United States of America, Donald Trump, Pence said, before being met with a lengthy silence. Addressing U.S. allies at the Munich Security Conference, Mike Pence is met with silence as he tells the news released by The Hill on MSN. U.S. aid for Venezuela arrives in Colombia, but delivery uncertain. A U.S. Air Force plane lands in Cucuta, Colombia, carrying humanitarian aid bound for Venezuela. Photograph. Schneider Mendoza/EPA U.S. military transport plane carrying humanitarian aid meant for Venezuela has landed in the Colombian border city of Cucuta. News released by The Guardian. CC Sabathia is hanging it up after 2019, so let's talk about his case for the Hall of Fame. 45-year-old Ichiro continues to awe at Mariners spring training as noted, there's still a season left in which to polish his resume. But let's take a look at Sabathia's Hall of Fame case. The numbers, 246 to 153, 3.70 ERA, 117 ERA plus, 1.25 WHIP, 2,986. News released by CBS Sports on MSN. Miranda Lambert announces she got married. I met the love of my life. In honor of Valentine's Day, I wanted to share some news, she tweeted. I met the love of my life. And we got hitched. My heart is full. Thank you Brendan McLaughlin for loving me for me. Hashtag Theo and the pair, dressed in wedding attire, had big. News released by Fox News. In Colin Kaepernick case, NFL makes a familiar, safe call. The NFL owners worried about a protracted legal fight. They fretted over potentially embarrassing disclosures. They were concerned about further alienating fans and sponsors. So they took the unusual step of reaching a settlement rather than continue to. News released by the New York Times. Joe Harris holds off Stephen Curry in three-point contest. Charlotte, 3 years ago, Joe Harris got waived. Tonight, he beat the greatest shooter of all time in the NBA's three-point contest. Harris posted a 26-point final round, topping Stephen Curry. News released by NBC Sports. ECB rate move hinges on downturn's duration, Villeroy. Paris, Reuters. The timing of the European Central Bank's first post-crisis rate hike hinges on whether the Eurozone's current slowdown is a blip or a more protracted downturn, ECB policymaker François Villeroy de Galhau said in an interview. News released by Reuters. Powerball numbers. Did you win Saturday's $262.1 million lottery jackpot? The estimated jackpot is $262.1 million. The lump sum payment before taxes would be about $159 million. If there is no jackpot winner, the amount grows larger for the next drawing. The jackpot has been climbing since December 26 when a New York man won the dollar. News released by NOLA. Tremont Nursing excels in wound care management. Tremont Healthcare Center is now certified as a Center for Wound Care Excellence by Vora Wound Care Physicians. Shown left to right are Tremont Administrator Cynthia Lamison, Director of Nursing Sherry Caption closed. Tremont Healthcare Center is now. News released by Houston Chronicle. 15 amazing margarita recipes you'll want to make right this second. Ever go to a bar and wonder why you're paying someone to stick a lime wedge and some salt on your glass when you could be at home with Netflix and a little tequila? These margarita recipes will make your night in feel 10 times fancier and with way. News released by Cosmopolitan. GHBA Remodelers Council. Remodelers weigh in on energy efficiency. This open kitchen remodel brings in lots of natural light. Caption close. This open kitchen remodel brings in lots of natural light. This open kitchen remodel brings in lots of natural light. Homeowners are showing increased interest in ways to improve. News released by Houston Chronicle. Tear gas, hate speech mark 14th Yellow Vest protest. Paris. Police fired tear gas and brought in water cannons and a horse brigade to disperse several thousand Yellow Vest protesters Saturday massed near a Paris landmark at the end of a march through the French capital, the 14th straight weekend of. News released by USA Today. Oregon blown out at Oregon State, swept in the Civil War. Corvallis, Oregon. Oregon State caught fire in the second half of a sold-out and Hot-Gill Coliseum Saturday night and the Oregon Ducks, 15-10, 6-6, were blown out of the Civil War 73-57 and. News released by 247 Sports. Masked men armed with sledgehammers robbed Jared Jewelry Store in Hoover. A masked man armed with a sledgehammer robbed Jared the Gallery of Jewelry in Hoover Saturday night. The holdup happened just before 7 p.m. at the store on Galleria Circle. Hoover Police Lieutenant Keith Cheskalbaugh said witnesses told police the black male. News released by ATL.